People arriving in Queensland from interstate hotspots will no longer have to pay for an expensive COVID-19 test when borders reopen next month. Georgia Simpson joins us live from the border at Coolangatta. So Georgia, initially people were going to have to get this test from a private lab because they'd have to show a certificate. Now it's reverted to them being able to get the COVID test we're all used to at a clinic where it's free for us and the cost split between the state and the Commonwealth.
Good morning to you, Tom. That is exactly right. This whole confusion over the test really stems from just how we prove our negative COVID test result. The Queensland government was saying that a certificate was needed to show proof of your negative COVID test, and to obtain one of these would cost about $145. Now they're saying that the text message will be fine, and the text message, which I'm sure many people have received after going to a state-run testing clinic, that's actually free. So the Queensland government has said that this will be fine, and it's this confusion over what exactly is required that has really sparked a war of words between the state and federal government over the past few days. And Queensland's Deputy Premier Stephen Miles has just added to the furore. He's blasted federal MPs and has accused them of using the PCR test to create controversy and division among Queenslanders and to distract from their own leadership tensions.
We had days and days of federal MPs feeding these stories, of reporting on these stories. The arrangements that we have put in place are very clear. People will need a negative PCR test before arriving in Queensland during that period after we achieve 80% vaccination status, which we now expect will be a little bit earlier than the 17th of December.
Now, in regards to the PCR test and the cost of it and who should be responsible for the cost, the Premier has said that the federal government could easily subsidise it for people wanting to travel to Queensland. Well, Federal Health Minister Greg Hunt has said that the test is free and that it always has been, and that this has been the case since an agreement was put in place in March last year, and that the possibility of cost only became apparent when it was a possibility that people would have to show a certificate for the negative COVID result as opposed to a text message. He's called on the Queensland Premier to apologise, and Deputy Prime Minister Barnaby Joyce has also weighed in on the matter.
It was put under some doubt from the Queensland Premier. We have a suspicion it may have been an accident, but I'm pleased that the existing arrangements are there.
But that's Queensland. I don't know about beautiful one day and unfortunately run by Anna the next. Chaotic scatterbrain politics of the Queensland Premier. I mean, what on earth is going on?
But what's really bizarre now, Tom, is that it's looking highly unlikely that Queenslanders will be able to travel to New South Wales for day trips when road borders reopen next month. The Premier has ruled this out and said it won't be possible until the state reaches a 90% double dose rate, and Deputy Premier Stephen Miles has also backed in those comments. This is because of the testing requirements. People need a negative COVID test 72 hours before they travel. So while a week-long holiday in New South Wales could be on the cards for Queenslanders, popping to tweed heads for the day certainly won't be able to happen until we reach 90% double dose rate.
All right, so good news at least for those looking to get back to Queensland once borders are properly reopened again.